What's up, Lisa? You made it. You guys can hear me and everything? Just getting this live set up. My internet's been acting funny. I think it's all the dust in my computer from living in the desert. Still having a problem with not everybody's chats showing up in my restream chat, but whatever, we can just make the show go on. Let's just move. How y'all doing? Welcome to the Chozo Shozo. Turn off this music. So some of you might know I've been living in the desert for the past month and a half in the middle of nowhere, off the Brawley Wash, and with a lot of cool people from all over the world, people from Australia, people from Florida, people from everywhere, people from England, all over the place. And I've been working with Lewis Arthur and checking out some of these migration routes that he's been looking at and investigating. And just wanted to show you guys all the video I caught. So I brought a little camera with me. I don't have it on me right now, but I've been going through all the corridors that basically locals and ranchers, after we found the sex camp, gave us a bunch of tips on what to look into. And we ended up in Marana, a couple miles away, which is where we found the skull. And I will show you my footage of that stuff and more in just a moment. Let me just make sure this stuff is working. Hey, Catherine. Sierra Vista, Arizona. You should get down to Tucson sometime and do some volunteering. So, let's just make sure this works. So yeah, I just want to show you guys the map first. It all started, of course, with the CMX plant, which is this pin right here on the map here. It's a couple miles away from where we've been working, but Lewis was just up there on the tower for another 9 or 10 days. I can't remember if he did actual 10, but I think he did at least 9. He just got down, and this is where it all went down like 2 months ago. They came here looking for homeless veterans, looking for homeless people to help, and they found a camp that was unlike any other. And they had straps on trees, like they were set up as rape trees. When I came down and saw it, it was all bulldozed by the time I got there. This is off I-19 in Valencia, right behind the quick trip there. And they had bulldozed it by the time I got there, so I got secondhand information. I saw the video of it, of course, but I also talked to people who said that they saw blood on the straps. Some people were saying homeless people use them to carry food or whatever, but it doesn't really make sense when there's blood on them. There's one witness saying that. I talked to another witness who grew up, had a tough childhood, and was strapped to rape trees like that when he was a young boy, so he knew exactly what they were. So there's a lot of people confirming what it was, but I don't need to go into that. I'm just going to show you what we've been working on since then, because this is a wide network. It goes pretty far. So we started down here in the CMEX site, and if my internet doesn't blow up, I will zoom out and show you where we've been working. Probably need a new laptop after that desert visit. We were in like 110-degree weather sometimes. There's nothing but dust everywhere. You can't stay clean, so I couldn't keep this laptop clean either when I was doing work on it. So I think it had an impact. It's running kind of sluggish. Let me know if I'm cutting in and out or whatever, and I can try to figure it out. You can all hear me all right, everybody in the chat? Just a moment of dead air here while I zoom out on this Google Maps app. So, come on. So I put down some of my own pins of areas we've been looking at. So after the first time we got kicked out of CMEX, we got tons of donations, all kinds, but we also got a donation of land, 22 acres out in Picture Rocks off Manville Road. And it was just a concerned rancher who's seen this trafficking stuff for years, and he's fed up with it, so he decided to give VOP 22 acres for them to go out and do their searches and rescue. I'm not going to show you exactly where that is because I think we're trying to keep that secret still, even though a lot of people already know, but we're basically along this Brawley Wash right here. And that's where we've been operating out of. It's a couple miles from the CMEX site down there, but we have found a lot of stuff on the north part of Tucson, which is pretty intriguing because you think that as soon as immigrants come illegally to the country, they filter their way into the nearest city, but apparently not. They keep going in a lot of cases. So so we found stuff down here. So all these blue flags are areas that our team hit, and we're camping out here in Picture Rocks, and I'll show you the first area right here. This is off Manville. I wish this thing would hurry up. Okay, there we go. So this first little flag I'm looking at, this is off Manville Road. We're off Manville Road over here. And this site is where the next big discovery we had was. That's where we found the skull.
I'll be right
back. And I have video I took of the skull. I was there that day when we found that skull. I wasn't one to find it. Danny did, and then called us all over. We were searching different parts of the desert, and we all came out right away to go check it out. I took some video. I'm going to pull that up now. I've got it all locally on my computer. I'm just going to play it for the stream. Let's go full screen on it. So right at that pinpoint there, we found this skull. And as you can see, it is, well, if you guys were following, we got in touch with Pima County Sheriff's Office. They came out, they picked it up, they looked for more evidence. They didn't find any, they only found this skull that we found with the jawbone ripped off and all the teeth pulled out. That's one video of it. Here's just another video. It's kind of the same thing. So when Pima County picked it up, though, a couple days later, they came back with their own report on it. There was a press release. Hang on. Pulling up the new video. Things are going slow. Okay. All right.
Smallish.
And this one, you can actually see a boot next to it. You see it's like half the size of this guy's boot. Where's my mouse? There it is. On the top there, you can see there's like, it's kind of sweating, like it's seeping. There's moisture coming out of the top of that skull. And you can't see it in this video, but we were able to see it with our eyes. When the person tipped it over, there was like brain matter on the inside of the skull still, and it was still wet. It was like sloshing around. And if you haven't been to Arizona in the summer, it's really hot and dry. And every other animal we found that was dead out there was dry to the bone, even if they still had fur or whatever left on them. This was completely picked clean, and it still had moisture on it. So our team thought, you know, it's got to be recent that this person was killed. And I say person, but I really think it's a child. This is a child's skull. It was small. You could tell by the size of it. The boot in comparison, it's like half the size of a shoe. Meanwhile, like, here's like my shoe on my head, you know. It's a little bit bigger than that. So an adult skull is much bigger, obviously. But also we got a second opinion from some people that looked at it. Pima County said it was an adult male. And we got a second opinion though. They looked at it, they said that due to the roundness of it and the roundness of the eye sockets, that indicates a child between the age of 5 and 14. That when you're older, your head, your skull squares out, and so do your eye sockets. Since those eye sockets are really round, that indicates a kid, someone that's still developing. But, you know, for some reason, Pima Lab said it was an adult. You know, probably not surprising.
Did you guys tell Texas?
Considering they're covering everything else up. I guess Pima sheriffs are in on it too or something. I'm not blaming them, but their lab came back with erroneous information, I think. Because it was definitely a child's skull. It was really small. I was there. So that was the first spot after the child sex camp, the biggest find we had. Really give more credibility to what we'd found over there. Then I run off and look at some other crap. All right. Pause. Okay. So that's right there, child's skull. It's at the end of Manville Road, right next to, you know, the Manville Estates and the ultralight strip, you know, half a mile from that. That was our big find that day. It was like 109 degrees that day, really hot. We had to wait out for like 2 hours for sheriffs to finally get there, and it was like big ordeal. They got lost apparently, and somebody gave them the wrong directions. I don't know. So yeah, I take issue with the lab's report on that skull. I really think it was a child. And all the second opinions we've gotten have confirmed what I'm saying. So I may just be a simpleton, but, you know, to my eyes, that was a kid. I'm no forensic expert, though. But let's look at some other spots. So we also went a little bit north. This area we're looking at here, this is what we call the Valley of Lights. This area, these mountains have a lot of lights on them. When you live out here in this desert, you see all kinds of signaling lights at night, because the migrants are moving at night when it's cool in the summer. So it's really interesting to just like look off at these mountains and you'll see just like a blinking light or like a succession of lights. But yeah, this brings us to our next find just north of that. We came up to this area. We got a tip from somebody who told us to look at this right next to this gas plant here. You guys all still there? My chat is, okay, there you are. Okay, I see my chat still, you're good. So I've got a couple more pins here. So we went out another day and went and hit these spots. Let's go to the first one here. I've got video of all of it, so. All right. Queen Lisa, you're a queen, Lisa? I didn't know that. This was a week after we found.
We are back at the plant on the north
some of the
side.
camps out here on the north side of this.
Take a look at some of these washes again.
Gas camp. Gas plant.
Fresh camps we found are still there.
So those buildings I'm looking at are the buildings of the gas plant right here. And at that point we were out here. And let's see here. Where's the next thing? So right next to the gas plant, we found an interesting little camp. It was a migrant camp. That's this pin right here, the blue pin that's like really close to the gas plant. We told them all about this stuff too, so they know now if they didn't already. And make sure my chat's coming through. Some of you guys aren't coming through. Okay, cool. All right, where am I? Okay. Yeah, so there's El Paso Natural Gas Co. And right next to them, we found a little camp that had a condom at it, a hoop earring. It also had Mexican shoes. Mexican shoes are what the migrants use. They're basically shoes with carpet attached to the bottom of them so that you don't make footsteps, so they can't be tracked. So it's either the migrants using them or they're scouts. And that's why we found it, this first blue spot. And I'll show you a video of that right now.
All right, we're back at that same camp where we found that red shoe, the carpet shoe. Just checking on it like a week later, and there's one thing we didn't notice. There's a condom here. Didn't notice that before. There's some Lacomen tablets. It's one of these here. So whatever that means. Don't know why these guys need condoms out in the desert, but is that a hoop earring? And that is a hoop earring. So I wonder what that's all about.
Yeah, so I thought it was pretty weird that we found a condom right next to a hoop earring. What I've learned after working on this stuff is stories from migrants, and it's pretty sad actually. There's sort of an expectation with the women who decide to immigrate illegally to the United States through these coyote lines. and they just understand that rape is part of the deal. So a lot of them end up taking birth control, and they even get it for their kids, for their young girls, in case they get raped too, because it's just kind of common knowledge for those people that you get raped if you're coming up. It's kind of fucked up. Right there, we're looking at a Mexican shoe. That's like a strap that goes around your shoe and covers it so you don't leave footsteps. So that was a shady spot to find a condom right next to a hoop earring. It kind of is like, oh God, is this a spot where someone was violated or something? So, you know, no confirmation there, but you know, it looks pretty sketchy. Yeah, definitely shady, Kimberly. Yeah, you're welcome, Mark. I don't mind explaining it all. Sorry if this is going slow. I've got internet problems today. And I'm over at Gangplank right now in the AC. It's very nice. Everybody else on the team, they're out living in 110 degrees every day, all day. It's brutal. It's not easy. It's not a pleasure cruise. It's not fun to live off gift cards in the desert. It's not like, it's not a good time. It's not, it doesn't make sense if it's a scam. It's, you know, people have been saying that. Anyway, it's the shittiest scam ever, if it is. Then there's the Scout Tower here. I don't know if you guys can read that. It's tiny writing, but I've got another location here. And we first saw this in my earlier video about my 10 days of VOP. We actually found this tower then, pretty soon after we found the child skull. And Lewis Arthur tore it down. Let's see, finding the video now, hang on. Excuse my burps. Hello, Red Snyder. All right, just a second. While you're waiting, I'll just put on this video, the cool dust devil we saw when we were out there. If I can find this video.
Twister. Dust devil. Powerful.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, what you're looking at now is just there's a lot of dust devils out in the desert. I don't know why it's so fuzzy on this video, but
Just passing through.
I don't know. That was kind of cool. Anyway, now let's pull up the Scout Tower. So right at the coordinate you're looking at there, went ahead and took the coordinates the next time I went.
We have returned to the Scout Tower with the ladder and the pallet.
There was a pallet in the tree that ladder led up to. Lewis tore it down like a week prior. So
and this is the coordinates.
It's not much of a Scout Tower anymore, but
359.105, comma -111.384668.
41 years, Catherine? Wow. You live in Marana? All right, so that's the Scout Tower that we're looking at there. And then just as we were out there for like 3 or 4 hours that day. And took, you know, it was, let me turn myself on here. Hot day, and we were all real tired after being out in that sun. It really beats on you and drains you real quick. So we were out there for hours and we didn't find much. Just saw the old stuff. We saw the condom with the hoop earring that I hadn't seen before. But then right when we were about to leave, we checked one more spot and we found this. We found it in this area right here. We found a drug drop. Found 120 pounds of weed there. Oh, thank you, Darlene. Appreciate it. Let's see here. There it is. Here's a video of that drug drop we found. So this was abandoned, this drug drop. It was 3.5 bales of weed. And so Lewis Arthur often cites how like drug sales in the city have gone way down. He would know because he's interacted with the homeless and the population that consumes that kind of thing. And they've all been having trouble ever since we went up and set up Alpha Camp like a month and a half ago. And you can see here, this is 120 pounds of weed, which is about, a pound of weed is about $1,000. It's $120,000 sitting in the desert. Someone abandoned it for weeks. Probably because they weren't sure what the heck Lewis Arthur was up to. He said like 10,000 people were coming out and all this stuff. So this is a video of that.
We just had a little find here, very pungent.
Hi!
Couple bales of marijuana.
3.5 bales.
3.5 bales. Just sitting right out here. Full of weed. Found a scout spot, found a drug drop. We're gonna call it into BP in a few minutes. And once we find Coin, he's over there parked looking for us, I guess. But yeah, that's weed, my friend.
Hi!
Legalize it.
I've got another angle of it too. Not every day you come across something like that.
Another angle of the weed stash. 3.5 bales full of herb.
Yes, it was a productive day, Kimberly. And it was also productive for Border Patrol. They were really happy to have that. Like anytime they seize drugs like that, it's just a big win for them. So they were super happy. Lewis went out there later and called them and met them and got pictures with them. We posted on the VOP Alpha page a month ago or whatever, or 3 weeks ago. And we like fuzzed out their faces, but we got pictures of us helping BP load up these bales onto their truck and stuff. So BP is pretty happy with this lately. I mean, of all the authorities in the area, they're probably our closest to us. They're probably have the best relationship with us. Let's see. So that was the drug drop. That was a big day. It was a big day. Never thought I'd come across something like that, just without becoming a criminal first. So as you can see, we're having an impact on the trade of drugs and hopefully the trade of humans. We're trying to cut down on that, of course. And let's see what's up. So that was that area. That was the area next to the gas plant. I'll show you some other areas we looked at. This thing will load. Sorry for all the dead air here. Just trying to give you guys a good picture of what exactly we're doing. And this is only a couple of pins. Like these are just the ones I got. There's so many people working on this, and it's kind of chaotic, but in a good way. Like everyone's working in their own way on things, so we don't always get all our intel together, and then people will leave town who have a bunch of pins of stuff they found, and you know, it's just a matter of like sitting down and getting it all, because it's constant work at the camp. There's always something to do, always something to fix, always a tent blowing down or something. So it's just those days, they're like 12, 16-hour days sometimes. You're just up as soon as the sun gets up because you can't sleep. It wakes you up. And then there's always tons to do, and we need help. So if you guys want to come out and help us, You should. And let me show you some more stuff we found too. You guys can hear me all right? I kind of talk quiet, so. Come on, load up. All right. Oh yeah, Kimberly, yeah, I'm going back. I'm supposed to be back yesterday, but I just wanted to make sure I got everything uploaded and live streamed to you guys before I go down there. Internet is a very tough thing down at that camp. I have a little jetpack device that gets me 5 gigs a month, so it runs out fairly quickly. I did one live stream from camp, and like, you know, that and all the research I have to do, it's like, it's tough to afford the data to be able to live stream down there, honestly. The data is expensive. It's like $60 for 5 gigs, which goes away in like a week. And that's just from Googling or whatever. So here's more here. Oh, you're welcome, Texas Angel. Yeah, it's, I mean, this stuff just weighs on my mind. I gotta volunteer. I've been researching this stuff ever since Pizzagate broke, you know, almost 2 years ago now. And it's hard to just do anything else and ignore this stuff. So when it broke down in Tucson, in sort of my backyard, I'm from Phoenix, but I had to go down and check it out for myself. And this operation's great. It's a great program. You know, Lewis is a great leader. Come on. So you can see this other wash here. Come on. And I'll start you on some videos that we found here. So if you can read this one down here, that says baby car seats. And I'm not sure, I mean, I wish I had pins for this other camp we found. Like we found this area where we found another bone that looked human and stuff, but I wasn't taking down pins at the time, so I don't even know where we were. I got driven out there. But it was on my last video, and then my camera ran out, but we found tons of stuff, like baby stuff, baby clothes all burned, and like mattresses burned, and then we dug up a bone that looked human. We called it in, never heard back. But it was definitely a migrant area. But I'll just show you what recently we did. I think this is like 2 weeks ago. We went down here to this area in Aver Valley. I think there's an area called like White Farms over here or something. The Blanco Wash. This is Aver Valley. And let's see here. You guys still there? My restream says I'm losing you. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of your messages, but whatever. Okay. I'll just pop out the chat. Let's see. Okay. All right, cool. We are here. Thank you. All right, sorry for the dead air again. Kind of rusty at live stuff here. What's the next thing I want to show you? Come on, where's the car seat? There we go. All right, so at that first red pin we're looking at there, we found, we always document child stuff.
We are in the wash northwest of White Farms. There's the coordinates right there. We found a baby's car seat in this wash, which was next to a Mexican shoe that was just down that way.
So yeah, that could have been like strapped to someone's back or something. I don't know. I mean, that one could be just trash, but we always take take note of these things.
In that same location with the baby car seat, we've got a shelter right up above. Looks like a really shady spot. Didn't see anything in there right now, but it's a good spot to stop.
So that's where that walk started, and right at the head of that walk, before we got to this seat, there was a Mexican shoe as well. One of those Mexican shoes I was talking about, where they have the carpet on them. We went up a little further. Right here, you can see this pin here that day, and we went and saw this camo backpack. I'll pull up right now. And when you're looking at these migrant lines, you'll see a lot of camouflage clothing and camouflage backpacks and stuff. In my other video, there's one camo bag where we found like radios in it, so it's probably a scout bag, because scouts wear the same stuff. You're welcome, God is great, Timber Lab. I don't mind doing this video for you guys, letting you see what's going on. I know how hard it is for me outside to know what's going on inside. So
we're still on our walk northwest of White Farms. Got the coordinates there, and we found another camo bag, women's camo bag, on this path. We're going to continue down.
It's a pink one, so ladies.
Yeah, it's a pink one, so ladies.
So that was a pink camo bag. And then a little further up on that walk, we found this area, more migrant stuff. This is definitely migrant stuff. I had a backpack with toothbrush and clothes and stuff. I'll show you. I gotta get faster at this. Hang on. All
right. Again, on the northwest of White Farms area, we've got a coordinate here that has a toothbrush, clothing, not sure if it's a female or male, could be either, and a backpack. Continuing down the wash.
All right, and then we just kept walking up that wash. And while we were walking this wash that whole day, we had a second team that was going up this side, and they pretty much found diddly squat. They didn't find much through there, so we found a trafficked area right here, but this was all clean. Whether someone's like cleaning it up or migrants just don't use it, we don't know. But that team found nothing until we got up here, which we're going to look at right now. This area was interesting, and if you've done your research, yeah, Darlene, I don't know why there's so many clothes left behind either. Yeah, does that mean they abandoned it, or were they just sick of those clothes? They were just so stinky and sweaty that they got rid of them, maybe? There's a lot of people at our camp who just throw away their socks. They don't even bother washing them. So it could be something like that. Or it could be someone got picked up and you know, like taken or something, and without any of their stuff. Kidnapped. All right. And in this area we found a lot of stuff. So right up here, when that other team finally met us after going through the slanted area there, I'll show you that. Let's see.
boys. The other team, Team 2 meets us. Team 2 meet Team 1.
Quite a few interesting things here.
So Team 2 didn't find anything, but you can see there that's this area right here with the single lane bridge. That's a road. Cars drive on that. This is the what you were looking at on the map there. That's basically this right here. This area. We found a ton of stuff there, and I'll show you that right now. What should I start with? Let's see. Start with this one.
New location at the northwest part of the White Farms. We've got 4 black jugs in this area. There's one there. There's one right there and one there. And then there's one out in the wash there too.
So does anybody in chat know why the black jugs are significant? Maybe Darlene? I'll give you a minute for the lag. Black jugs are very significant for one very big reason. Could be a pickup point, but that's not exactly why. Any other guesses? There you go, Kimberly horn, yes. They don't reflect. So the reason migrants use these is the same reason they use the carpet shoes, is so they don't, like in the desert, if you're walking through, the sun will blaze on whatever shiny thing you have in a water bottle. It's really shiny in the desert, and you can see it for miles, literally. So in order to cross the border and get through to the United States, they carry these black jugs so they can't be seen. They're all full of water. All these ones we found that day were empty. I have yet to find one that had water in it. I think maybe once there was like a drop in there. But black jugs are always a sign of traffic coming through. People trying to hide. All right, now let's look at another thing. So there's a lot of weird shit over here. Let's just go with the let's go with this one. So right next to that, those black jugs that were right there, we found something else right under the bridge here. This thing would freaking load. This one was a little more interesting. So we were talking about why do people leave their clothes? I don't really know. Could be that they're abducted, or it could be they're just getting rid of them. I don't know. Yes, you got an A on the quiz, Kimberly. Good job. Congrats. Gold star. But here's something else we found there. This one's a little interesting.
So we're right under that bridge, and we found some male underwear. Looks like a little boy's underwear, size 5 small. Hanes here. Just sitting under near all that debris over there. Under this bridge where we found the ritually sacrificed, possibly, animals.
So we found a pair of little boys' underwear there. What does that mean? I don't know. But I mentioned in that video, I thought maybe there was a ritual sacrifice. When you look into this stuff, if you've studied like power and pedophilia in the world, like a lot of the reason that people are pedophiles is because it's part of a ritual, or you know, a sacrifice to Satan. So it's always interesting to think about the occult elements of things. So one other thing we found under that bridge two other things. I will pull up right now. Okay. And you guys can tell me, let me know if you can make anything of this, because this was right next to that little boy's underwear.
Alright, another video of the northwest part of White Farms. We found possible signs of ritual abuse. We've got a dead cat skull here. And then right over next to this bridge, right up here hanging was a plastic bag, and I pulled the bag down and a dead pheasant fell out.
It's not a pheasant, it's a roadrunner. I thought it was a pheasant. Yeah, so we found a roadrunner there. It was hung up, and we did some research, and there is a religion called Santeria where people will do sacrifices of animals in order to gain their power or to ward off certain people. And, you know, this thing was hanging, like someone deliberately hung it right here on that bridge. And this is a trafficking corridor. So it could be tied into the occult. I'm always looking for stuff that might tie into the occult, because a lot of this stuff eventually is, especially with like the Rothschild-owned Cemex plant and stuff. And we found notebooks in there talking about the Church of Amen, and as in like Amen-Ra, the sun god and stuff. So pretty interesting. So we're always looking for stuff like that. That a lot of times ties in with pedophilia. And they do sacrifice animals. Yeah, Kimberly. Does anybody here have anything to chime in on those? On like any occult knowledge they can drop right now about a cat skull and a dead roadrunner hanging from here? One interesting thing we found around here is there's a lot of registered pedophiles in the area. And there was one that actually has a roadrunner tattoo. There's a roadrunner elementary school right next to this. And then we found this dead roadrunner. And roadrunner could also be like a symbol for just like a trafficker, like a drug runner or something. But just the way this was set up, it seemed like it could be a ritual. Are they wrapped up at all, Brian? What do you mean? It was in a plastic bag just hanging up here. Someone hung it. And I knocked down the bag. You can see the bag on the left here. So I don't know if it necessarily means anything, but it was right on this path, so could be tied into the occult. I'm not sure. But if you guys know more, let me know. That's why I'm putting this stuff out. But we did do a little bit of research on Santeria. I don't practice Santeria, I ain't got no crystal ball, but we did find out that they do sacrifice animals for their power, so could have been something like that, but I don't know. I've got another video of just like, let's see here. This is just under the bridge. I was also looking again for like any kind of symbols. I know hearts are sometimes used as a occult symbol. Well, I'll just let you watch this.
And looking under the bridge where we found the possible ritual animal sacrifice, there's someone's name, Jenny Mendoza up here, Gabe, Harry, with two hearts right there and there. There's a heart on this wall. It says hashtag World Rears. Don't know what that means. It didn't come up on Twitter or anything. Just a bunch of graffiti. It says Relic up there. Perry R 2012. Another heart. That's where that pheasant is.
Not a pheasant. The Roadrunner.
Then you have these symbols on this wall. I thought they were spirals at first, but it looks like they're just doodling. I don't know. I don't know what to make of that.
It was another hot day. We only had one driver that day, so when we met up with Team 1 on that day, they had to all be taken out, and then we had to wait under this bridge in the hot weather for like an hour for them to be dropped off and come back. So I'm getting flashbacks. I feel hot. Okay, let's see what else I got here. And then if you can look at this map here just south of there, found another dead animal. Let's see here.
Alright, Aver Valley again, northwest of White Farms. We are right at the tip, right where that bridge was. We saw some tracks here, looks like possibly child's or small women's feet. Leading up to this dead cow over here. This cow.
I can't tell if that was like a ritual killing or not, or if it's just natural or whatever. It's been dead for a long time. I just included it because it's close by. I don't know how ritual cow killings are done anyway, so I don't even know what to look for, but if you guys know, let me know. There's also footprints that were really small there. I don't know if it came out well, but it looked like kids were probably around the area, or a small woman or something. That was at this point right here. All right, let's see. And then up here we found probably the biggest migrant camp I've seen. Let's see.
We found some fresh big camps just north of that bridge we were under.
And I'm in a hurry here because I was just called to get in the car, and I ran back to get in the car, and they took the other team. So sorry for the rushedness of this video, but I'll just show you. This is one of the bigger camps. You can see a black jug right there. And there's tons of camo stuff. This is a big camp. It's got like what we call a kitchen. It's got like a food area and all kinds of stuff.
A bunch of stuff. Got bottles tied together. Got Mexican shoes. This big camp over here. A bunch of bottles tied to that tree. And this big camp over here. Big old duffel bag. Carry tons of stuff. Shoes left. Yeah, lots of stuff. It's a big camp. Lots of water. Let's see if there's anything in them. All in. likely stop spot though. Up ahead, it looks like they cut down the brush though. Maybe Border Patrol got sick of people hiding in here.
Yeah, down the path it looked like all the brush was cut down, so it was more visible out there. So maybe Border Patrol was trying to get a better eye on that area. They might know it's a high traffic area or something and cut it. So yeah, that was the big stuff over there. If you guys want to do more research and find out if there was some kind of occult connection there, I would love to hear it. So just comment on this video later or whatever, and we can look into it. That's all the pins I have right now. I'm going to show you guys some more videos. I didn't really capture exactly where they're at. We need to do better at that as a team. But let me just show you here some other stuff. I need a new laptop, bad. Come on. Come on, baby. So slow. This is captivating. Oh, I've never been great with small talk, so it's just going to be a silent trudge while I get through and find the road I'm looking for here. Okay, there's Manville again. Let's see what I can show you guys here. So what road is this? Manville, and it's the Brawley Wash right here. We're living right off of that. If I get some more street names, I might know where we're at here. Google would load. All right, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, so right off the Brawley Wash, north of Manville, this is sort of where we live. The camp, it's growing every day. We've got more tents and more sophisticated structures coming up every day. Started as one little command tent, and it's grown quite a bit. We've got our own little town around here. And I'm going to show you some video from stuff around there. Let's see what else we got. All right, so, oh, here we go. So our camp is right on a trafficking corridor. So this Brawley Wash was a very popular corridor until we showed up. So just living there cuts off trafficking or slows it down, and hopefully in turn slows down all the child trafficking that goes along with it. Like Lewis always says, we don't really care that much about the illegal immigration. It's just the kids stuff is why everyone's coming out, to make sure that no matter where you're from, children should be protected, right? But here's one interesting thing that we found in that area. I don't know if it's ritual or just a dead calf, but dead calf leg out there. Pretty soon after that, we found the head.
It's like the head of the cow.
Zoom tight. Where's that one? All right, just a moment. So yeah, that was pretty close to our camp. I don't know if that was ritual or not, or just a dead cow in the desert, but just thought I'd light by cross. Oh yeah. So up at that other area where that bridge was, we also found a purple cross.
I'm up on top of that bridge, and we've got a little purple cross in here with black roses on it. It says peace. That's the rear of it.
And so a lot of these crosses are used, they kind of just look like someone died on the highway or something, but they color them, and the migrants and migrant scouts will color them so they can give signals of like I forget what the purple, I think the purple cross means like water is close by, and then like there's other colors that mean other things. I should really know that, but I documented that one. That was up by that bridge that I was showing you guys before. And then this is one of our guys.
So on the other side of that little cross, the purple cross, there's a light there. Looks like a solar light.
So at some point that was lit up, perhaps as a signal. Yeah, Darlene, I don't know how calves got out there. Pretty weird. Let's see what else we got for you. So this one was that day we went out and found the weed. We also found this big water tank,
Yeah,
kind of in the
closer
middle
to
of nowhere.
that cylinder. Looks like it's a cattle trough over here, and maybe a water pump right here. You guys find a spout on this thing?
Huh?
Is there a spout on?
Yeah, we didn't find a spout on that, but we thought maybe it could be used for migrants, but
It's got a little
it also had the cow trough by it, so
climb on
it's just
though.
for cattle.
Yeah.
I never got in it, but if you knock on it, you can tell there's water inside.
If it's welded on good enough, it would. There's some horseshoes over here.
Let's see what else we got. The rest of this stuff is going to be miscellaneous. I mean, I already showed you guys the most organized stuff I have right now. There's a lot more things that we found, but I just don't have the video and the coordinates yet. So I'm just going to show you some cool, fun stuff. This area we're not sure is touched by migrants. It had a lot of human things around it in the desert, but you know, it could have been just a bunch of people hanging out in the desert. I don't know, but
It's still there in the house because there's cars there. It might just be residents. They have all their lights on. Dog carrier. It's filled with dirt. There they are. Lights off.
can't really see much at night. I've got a lot of night footage that's just useless. I mean, interesting stuff we've seen, but I can't really show you because it's just a waste of time. I can't see shit. This was kind of interesting. We saw like a porcelain little bear next to these big connexes. Just sitting in the middle of the desert. Don't know what these giant connexes are doing there. Thought maybe it was housing for somebody. We looked in, they're just completely empty. But we came back another day and they were unlocked. So I don't know if someone's using them or what. But. Yeah, he looks inside. I think I tried to peek inside too.
It's empty.
Appreciate it, Kimberly. Thanks for saying my footage is great. I'm not a cameraman. Just have a tiny little camera I bring with me everywhere. I actually got to look in there. Sure, whatever. Oh, and then we came across this bunny.
His eyes are wide open. He's like a deer caught in the headlights, man. Or he's really dead.
Yep, we found this bunny. He said it's got like a deer in the headlights look. It was just sitting there completely stunned. I don't know if it was just like heat exhausted or what, but its mom wasn't anywhere. And so we ended up picking it up.
I think he's dead.
He thinks he's dead, but he's not. Poked him and he's not moving.
Yeah, he's done.
We called him Screwy Louie.
Yeah, he is fresh. Oh, he's alive.
Yeah, nurse him back to health. Oh, baby bunny.
He's alive, yeah, he's alive. I can see him breathing now.
He's just asleep.
Could have been.
Poking around. You doing, bunny? Why'd you run away?
I think he's alright. I don't see any injury on him.
He's just sleepy.
Yeah, he's good. Let's get on. That was a cool catch. You get to come up on something like that and they just kind of chill.
And let you poke him.
I don't know what else is on this video. We just kind of walk around the connexes. We find other stuff. Oh.
Who would name him?
Then we put Screwy Louie in the bag. We do conservation too. So.
My hands are full.
Screwy Louie in the bag. Yay, Screwy Louie. He was dead tired.
Alright, y'all want to go check out that yard I was telling you about? Lots of shit. Lots of trash.
That was completely dried up. Alright, I'll just skip to the next part here. And this was that same night when we finally got back to camp.
Maybe the light better.
Put Screwy Louie in a little.
Way too many cups and water containers everywhere, even though they're not black.
little box.
Don't always need to be black. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he probably was
Friends.
I'm
dehydrated.
just thinking there's too much of that shit in one space. Water containers cut.
Hey, little bun bun. You're safe. I'm not gonna hurt you.
That's Coin there. Lewis always calls him Q. He's into Q research stuff.
Cases of water for 7 people. Screw Louie.
This is him a day later. Squealy is feeling better. He really likes coconut water.
I'll
So
give
we're
more
starting a lot of
tours as,
coconut water.
as the camp upgrades and changes.
Still a lot better. He's hopping around
just
today.
understand that
Let's see what else I got here.
Marana, all this area.
This is just a night in the command
And this
tent.
is causing a big problem because this is one of the things that the neighbors out here want is they want to see people to stop helping this. You guys are making a big problem. So we'd like to invite you to come out, go with our teams. Don't worry, we got vets, they'll keep you safe. And they'll take you out there and show you firsthand what's going on. And including the removal of one of the barrels we captured and did a post on. So, yeah, we want you to come out. You're invited to come out to Alpha Camp Monday through Friday. Our team will be here waiting for you, and we'll give you a tour of how your property is being used to aid not only dope traffic, but understand there is children clothes, children paraphernalia, women's clothes. We've got a whole lot to show you, and we're a show me group. We want to show you what we got. Speaking of humane borders. Because we want to see you too. You can come out with the mayor since you guys are so tight and everything. We're giving you a notification, a confiscation of all your humanitarian aid that's in our corridor on our shield. We're going to be opening up the national parks and the Ironwood National Monument and everything back to the public so campers aren't afraid to go out there because the cartel owns all the mountains, not no more. But we're giving you notice. Us shaking hands with ranchers than on Facebook fighting with them.
I would rather shake your hand too, Lewis. I really would. And I will show you where it's at. You know, if it makes you, if I can educate you, which I'm trying to do right now.
You're a local. You know the area. We need your help. We don't want to fight you. We want you to know you don't have to coexist with them anymore.
I want to coexist with you and everything, and show you the real shit that's going on. And I live in 3 Points. I run the ranch there at the end of Manville, the Agua Blanca, the one that you broke into. I run that ranch. I'm the ranch manager. My name is David Cathcart.
So he's talking to that rancher. That's actually one of the ranchers that was there when we found the skull. That was part of the land he works on. That skull was found there. So that's who Lewis is talking to there. And that's just some of how it looks, you know, when you're actually at camp and working there. I want to do more live streaming when I'm there, when I actually have, you know, a good data out there. I could turn on a camera and just go interview people, and anyone can tell you all kinds of things going on out there and things they've seen and the reason they're out there. Let's look at some other stuff. Let's see. So while they're doing all that, the druggy rancher, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let's see. I'll just show you guys. So back at Bravo Camp, which is back in town, yeah, we should interview the locals. It's a good idea, Darlene. Next time I'm down there, if I have data and I can get on live and stuff, that'd be good. Paul's friend, which one? We're all Paul's friend. Sorry for all the dead air on this video, God. But let's see. Just want to pull up a map. That's all I want. That's all I want. It's so slow. But whatever, you guys know where Tucson is. It's southeast of this area, Picture Rocks area. And most of VOP's operation, God, so slow. Thank you, Google. Thank you so much. All right, most of VOP's operation is done out here. You know, until now, it's a huge focus on the child trafficking stuff. And but they're out here off 22nd Street, you know, somewhere around here. And I'll show you some videos of what they're doing. While we're doing the child trafficking stuff, looking into that, they're still working on all the homeless stuff they do. And let me just show you a walk I took with them one day.
Yeah? Can you ride bulls and stuff?
BMX.
Oh, BMX. They let bikes in?
Yeah, you put the fucking
This park is called Santa Rita Park.
Busting my ass right there on the other, right there on the other side of that fence. I'm actually looking for a bald head guy with his cross on the back of his neck. Yeah, his name's Joey. You see him, bro? Not Joe. Not Joe. Not pull your pants down and show everybody your cock, Joe. Not that one. No, there's another guy out here. His name's Joey. Got a cross on the back of his neck. Mid-40s. Doing beer run. Everyone let him know that he's
So this day we got a complaint that someone who had used Bravo Camp as shelter was doing beer runs right next door at one of the Quick Marts. So we're out looking for that person to tell them to cut it out. And we're just checking the regular haunts. This is a really seedy bathroom.
Drug deal's good today? Anybody got some weed? Anybody got some drugs? I want some G, man.
People do a lot of drugs there, I guess. But ever since VOP showed up, like they're a block away from this, a lot of the drug addicts and stuff have gone away from the place. There's not as much drug trafficking through there. We still get it, of course.
I'm gonna keep my original agreement and not cross the street.
Yeah, so we went looking for that guy, said hi to some of the homeless that are around there. They all know Bravo Camp. They don't all decide to live there, but we let them know that there's a spot for them to stay. So this is their normal operation. They go around and they find homeless camps, they find people, they talk to them, and primarily vets, they try to get them in housing, but really anybody's allowed to get into Bravo Camp and get housing over there. So yeah, we're just talking to some other homeless people, taking a walk. Then we went into the Quick Mart.
Is it? So which way does that guy Joe run? Not me. Joey? Not Joey yet. The new guy.
He's not new around here.
It's not Joe.
No,
you know,
Joe. Let me see if I have a picture of him on my phone still. I used to have one in my other.
Yeah, that would definitely help. Fucker might be at our camp. Crashed out somewhere. No one even realizes it.
I used to have one in him. I had it on my other phone, right?
So yeah, it's normal operations for VOP.
I'm gonna go check behind your store, see if he's down the alleyway.
Alright.
I ain't found him yet. Everybody in the park knows we're looking for him though. So, he'd probably run. You jumping fool. Love you, Bill.
So one thing about Tucson that's interesting, and especially interesting with trafficking stuff, is there's a ton of tunnels under Tucson. And so that same day after we went looking for that Joe guy, we never found him, we went and took a look at one of the tunnels that's right under.
Well, what walks they cross over?
This is like right under Bravo, pretty much. We're walking right under the Bravo camp that you've seen in other videos. That's the big homeless camp that has all the homeless vets, and they get all kinds of food and support from
Blue Lives Matter.
people. It's a great program.
I guess I disagree.
And you know, people will hide out down here and live down here. There's tunnels like this all over the city. Yeah, Kimberly, I'm pretty sure these tunnels, this tunnel is for, it's a wash, basically, water drainage. But they'll connect to other areas that seem to have other purposes. I didn't get too far because as soon as we get deep down into this thing, we have to turn back because it gets too wet. It's raining a lot. For monsoons.
Wow, this goes on forever.
Just imagine walking 3 miles to the interstate.
Wow.
You're pretty much doing that right now.
Wow. You make me claustrophobic. That climbs out, eh?
Yep.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
This is VOP on a regular day.
I don't know if it's cooler down here. It's still
Before we went out to the desert.
warm down here.
No bodies is a good thing.
How many people are down here usually?
Normally not a whole lot. We run them out of here pretty often. We don't want them in here. I mean, you see why.
Yeah.
And it turns into a fucking raging river through here. I imagine it's been filled all the way up almost with water before.
Bitches.
Oh, there's a nice pile down here.
Huh. Coming up on the freeway?
No. It's crossroads. People just running over the top of us. There's a drainage right from the street.
Oh yeah. That's pretty cool. There's that lookout too. You can see out there.
Help me! Help! Everything floats.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long walk through a tunnel, and it's just a straight walk, and basically we get to the end and have to turn back because it gets too soggy and wet. So we turn back and get out. And like, I know people use this to get out of the sun, but that day it was hotter in that tunnel than it was outside.
Good here in a minute, yes.
Because it was so humid, I guess. Like, it's rarely humid in Arizona except during monsoon. Usually it's all dry, but after a monsoon, it's like humid as heck. And then this tunnel was just amplified. Friggin' hot. So that's probably why nobody was in there when we went in.
I bet it's better when it's dry down here, like a little.
But these are the kind of things that BFC looks for.
It's humid right
homeless tend to hide out in these type of things.
This is Mississippi right here all the time.
Yeah.
See all the smoke? All this tar.
Oh yeah, they do it right here, huh?
Yep.
What could go wrong? Is that made of wood up there?
Concrete. You can't burn anything. It just rolls out the front gate.
So you see huge smoke billowing out of there. Folded up some clothes in the dirt.
Someone was trying to keep their clothes dry, but it didn't work. Oh, God. Let it hit you. Not much better. Oh, there it goes.
There you go, that's better.
Woo!
So getting out into the 100-degree weather was a relief from being there.
Perhaps.
Then we drove off to another area looking for more homeless. This is another tunnel, another part of town. It's a little south of where we were at.
Littered with needles. It's super short, but it was littered with needles on like one side, and on the other side of the tunnel is completely clean.
You want to walk down to the other entrance?
Yeah.
You guys want to see what a real homeless camp looks like? It's not a child sex camp. This is an actual homeless camp. You'll notice there's no straps on the trees.
Homeless camp. Pretty new.
Or child stuff. So like VOP and Louis Arthur has seen thousands of these camps. So if anyone's an expert, it's him, because he's working directly with the homeless, right?
Anybody in there? They got smart this year. No floater.
Sure does look a lot different, Darlene, yes.
Looks like a lot of the trash and stuff got washed out.
It's not full of kids' vanities and kids' stuff, and it does give you this creepy-ass feeling. It's just a normal homeless camp. That's what a normal camp looks like. Now I'm just going to show you guys something funny and just end the video now. Thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate the audience. I don't think I've had an audience this big ever, probably. So thanks for joining my live video here.
Not a soul.
I've got one more video to show you, just for fun. This is us back at camp.
They walked that way with someone else.
I gotta send a picture of my sister. She's gonna freak the
Captain.
out.
Oh, no, Ruger, no.
No.
Ruger.
Oh, please make it go away from my camp.
Evil.
Get it away from. No. He chased me. He did not chase you.
He totally chased me.
One of the ladies is just terrified
Mouse.
of spiders.
We need him away from her tent. So she doesn't wake up with it on his face.
Mouse is in here.
Ah!
Mouse is on your friend.
Where is it?
Right here.
He's crawling. No! Get away from my tent!
Oh!
Oh my gosh! Who did? Oh my god!
That wasn't part of the plan.
Did you squabble?
No, I didn't squish it.
You did?
Is that like a notebook or a piece of cardboard or something?
Is he alive still?
Yeah, he's under the cup.
It's
Someone
alive.
get-
It's moving.
Get something
It's
flat.
Kill those.
There's notebooks in the back.
Do you want to keep him?
No, I want to
I'll
go
be right
put it-
back.
Um,
Can you point that in the back?
put button back.
Point the light right back here. Oh. What?
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Can I use some of this?
Yeah, go. Absolutely.
Let's see here. We got. There we go.
Slide the cardboard under it.
Alright, got a piece of board here.
I don't like spiders.
Thank you, Kimberly and Darlene. Someone poke his leg out.
Why would you say that? Here, hold some light for me.
Oh, thanks, Maddie B. Good to
let
hear
him
from you.
out, Danny.
Stop!
You guys should fly out here and see some desert life.
I'm gonna cry.
Thank you, God is great. Timberlab.
I'm crying. I can't laugh at you because I would be too. It freaks me out.
She's like, she's crying. That shit is hilarious.
I can feel it moving.
I know, Kimberly, a lot of people don't want us to succeed. It's pretty
Oh,
nuts.
dear God.
You'd think child trafficking would just rally everybody, but
Put
there's
something next to it for size.
weird
Oh no, we don't need anything size comparison.
opposition to us. It's crazy.
There's no need to prove how big that thing is.
Squishing his leg.
I hope.
It was like
James, no, we're not gonna kill him. If it
Size
was a
comparison.
rattlesnake, yes.
dude,
but-
it turned direction super fast. I saw it chase someone.
It was me.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
Between the rattlesnake 2 nights ago and then the
I
tarantula.
hope they can't
Thank you
bite
very
through
much.
paper.
can we eat it for breakfast?
Where's it going?
I don't want it.
Bring it to Mouse.
Go that way. Go that way with it.
Mouse is sleeping.
Here, come here. Come follow me. I'll go with
Oh
you.
my god! Oh my god! It's moving! It's moving! Okay. Okay.
Far away from the tent.
I don't want it.
Maybe in the middle. You recorded this?
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna let it go. Just.
Okay. Hey, Cody.
Hey, are you at Bravo or at Alpha?
Yeah, I'm taking care of a tarantula situation.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm pulling in right now, so I'll be there in like 3 minutes.
Okay.
Don't run over
Alright,
him.
bye.
Transfer
Okay,
over
bye.
Angela.
It's moving a lot.
Alright,
I'm really
it's
upset.
probably gonna be pissed.
Oh, its leg is broken.
Aw.
Captain. No.
It'll get better. Captain.
Its leg is broken. Oh. Why is it doing that?
Its leg is messed up. It'll figure it out. They grow back, don't they?
I don't know.
Alright guys, thanks for joining me on this video. This is the end of it. Thanks for watching. If you have more research to add, or you want to help us, or you want to come out, just contact us. Contact us at the VOP Facebook page mostly. Is where our people are going to be looking out for you.
He can squeeze in there. He's done.
Thanks, Lisa, for joining. I gotta mod you. Actually, I'm just gonna mod you right now. Where are you? Lisa is one of Dark Skywatcher's mods, and now she's one of mine. He's going to be jealous. There we go. All right, thanks. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, ask them now because I'm about to sign off. But otherwise, you know, like, share, subscribe, download if you can. You know, these days these videos disappear. You know what I mean? Blessings to you too, Darlene. Thank you very much. If you guys have anything else, if you want to help us out, contact us on Facebook, contact me on the comment section here. You can email me at ridleychozo@protonmail.com. Get me on Gab, Twitter, anywhere else. And thank you all very much. Thanks for the blessings. We will stay safe. So far, so good. So the other day, a dog got bit by a rattlesnake, we think. Or it was a scorpion, but the dog was in bad shape. Like they had to take it to the vet, and it was like barely breathing, and its arm was all puffed up. So luckily, no humans have been bitten or anything. I think God above is kind of watching out for everybody, allowing us to walk on serpents and scorpions, as they say. But thank you very much, Lisa. You know, next time I'll try to be a little bit more spry with everything. Maybe I can speed up this internet somehow, but thanks for sticking around watching. There's plenty more to see. There's a lot of footage that I still haven't shown yet, so we'll keep going out there and get more stuff. Lisa, hopefully you come out back to camp sometime. We all miss you there. I know your car's broken down right now, but it was very useful when all of our cars were broken down, so thank you for coming out. Thanks, Kimberly, Darlene, and everybody. But I think I'm going to say sayonara, goodbye, aloha, and all of that. So ciao. Thank you all for joining me. Have a great and blessed day. God bless you all. I'm going to head back to Tucson like right after this. I got to go pack and head right back down, get out of this AC, get back in the desert where I belong, and where I can become a dry bone like everybody else. All right. Hope to see you guys too soon. Have a good night. Oh, Lisa, I still haven't called that guy. Maybe I should call that guy. Would it be too late notice right now? It's like 8 p.m. You told me to call some guy who needs a ride. But yeah, just text me. I got my phone back, Lisa. So, all right. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching. And God bless you all.